cup of coffee, I'd like to talk about perception and altered states of reality. And there are many things that can influence our perception, everything from what we ate to allergies to medical conditions. Lots of things. Do we see the color of blue the same as others do? There's a commonality there, but how do we know that it's identical? And in our world, there are so many factors that are seen and unseen that can affect someone's perception. Do we really know that that person is not tapping into some alternative reality that we're unaware of? And I'm sure that everyone has heard of the drug experiences, the LSD and ayahuasca, and the experiences that people have had while under the influence of these substances. And for them, it was a life-changing experience a lot of times. How do we know that some of the people that are labeled as mentally ill are not experiencing a different form of reality that we can't perceive? And there was a lady that was one of the inmates when I was a corrections officer. And she has stuck with me all these many years. And without totally revealing her identity, although it's not, legally protected, her name was Winter. And it was such a beautiful name and very easy to remember. And this individual had the symptoms of what we would call schizophrenia. And she could not be put into population because of the erratic behavior that she had. And she would scream basically all night. I don't know when she slept, if she slept, but it was not often. I worked night shift. And there were times that by the end, if you had to pull a 3-day shift, your nerves were shot. And you would go and you would talk to her. And she wasn't always aware that you were there. What she was aware of were the people that were in the cell with her that no one else could see. And whoever was in there with her, they were not being kind to her. And I was the one that had to do the transportation to take her to a mental health facility after months. We begged, and somebody finally got through to somebody to get her assessed. She did not need to be there where everyone else was. And so went to the hospital with her prior to the transportation so that she could be assessed by the therapist on call. And for a brief moment, she looked at me and she said, "There's all different types of realities." And I told her, I acknowledged it. I said, "Yes, I know." I said, "I understand that you see and interact with people that are just as real to you as I am." And she smiled. And then she was gone. And one can question, how do we know that we're not in the alternate reality? Now, that's a brain bender, now, isn't it? I was talking with a friend today, and as far as different people's ability to perceive different things, people that are called psychic or intuitives or all these different things, we don't know that their makeup on whatever level is not different that gives them the ability to do these things that other people cannot. We don't know that the people who cannot actually cannot, or if that's just some untapped resource as of yet. There's a lot of people that don't see because they don't want to see, because they're afraid that if they do see something out of their scope of reality, that it will blow their paradigm wide open. And that's probably true. So within that, have you had any kind of an altered state of reality? We can talk about not just as far as shadow people and hauntings and UFO sightings and different things like that. Even the drug experiences. I don't do well with chemicals, so, and I'm actually allergic to marijuana. Sorry, Joe. So different things, that just because you put a substance in your body does not make the experience invalid. It may have made it a false reality, And we have all heard evidence of people ingesting things, especially like PCP back in the 80s, that led them to do horrific self-harm things. You know, why would you want to put something in your body that may make you gouge your eyes out? Personally, of course, with meth, you know, it dissolves your bone. So what possesses somebody, literally, I do think it's a form of possession, to put something in their body that will harm them in that way, to escape what we deem as reality. What kind of reality do they experience when they are using these substances? And a lot of times, if you know someone who has an addiction issue, instead of judging them and condemning them and different things like that, ask them while they're sober. Don't expect to try to talk to somebody while they're in that altered state. Ask them how it feels to them when they are using the substance. The same thing with alcohol. You know, I know that one of the reasons that people who are on psychiatric medications for like bipolar disorder and schizophrenia and some things like that, one of the reasons that they stop taking the medicines a lot of times is because the side effects are so horrible. So it makes you wonder, is the cure worse than the disease? And there's a lot of things that we call mental illness that need to be re-examined. The old models, they're not provable. So there's new thoughts as far as you know, what causes perception, especially in people that we declare mentally ill. And are they? Yeah. So if you have any thoughts on that, put them in the comments below. Send me your supernatural, paranormal, Bigfoots, UFOs, Greys, Chupacabras, whatever you got. Whatever type of life experience you would like to share. Send those to cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And if you just need someone to listen to you, go ahead and send me an email. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to make fun of you. Your experience is your experience. And other than that, you all have a beautiful, blessed day.